Okay, guys, on this video, we're going to tell you how to get so good at YouTube, you can't even go out in public. And Josh, as an example of this, we're going to use a channel called the Outdoor Boys. So let's go over there right now, and we'll kind of give the backstory as to what happened and why this guy was able to get so many views that he literally couldn't go out in public, and therefore he actually quit YouTube after he got 17 million subscribers. And literally, we just checked it. He's quit for 4 or 5 months, and his channel is still getting over 60 million views per month. And what's unbelievable is he was doing this on basically a zero budget with just a super cheap GoPro. And as far as I can tell, that's about it. So it's not like he's Mr. Beast spending $5 million on a video. Or what are the guys that do all the games?
The video game guys?
No, the guys that they spend an astronomical amount as well. There's like 6 of them. Dude Perfect. There you go.
Yeah. He gets literally 15 million views per video. At that scale, all of these guys are spending millions of dollars on the videos and the production quality and the staff. I mean, this dude literally has the lowest cost in the entire world for his channel and probably makes more money than all of these people.
And definitely gets more views. If you look at Ryan Trahan, he would be an example of a guy that probably doesn't spend a lot of money, like nowhere near Mr. Beast, but the amount of thought and effort that goes into every one of his videos is incredible. Where this guy would just he would just like go out, here's what I'm doing today, and just get millions and millions of views. But he got him for a reason. This was not luck, guys. This was not luck. So we're going to dive into who he is, what happened, backstory, and then go into the strategies that, quite frankly, I think he used inadvertently. I don't even think he knew he was like inadvertently a YouTube genius, but we'll tell you why his videos worked so well. So let's go over to his channel. Is called Outdoor Boys. I forgot what this guy's name is, but I've watched several of his videos just to see, why is this guy getting so many views? And as soon as I watched like 30 seconds, it was completely obvious. So let's watch the first like 30 seconds of this video and we'll break it down. So first of all, the title, My Toddler Wants a Gun. So think about that. If you're someone that absolutely loves guns, you're going to be like, yeah, yes, I want to see this dude buy a gun for his 1-year-old. Let's start him off right. And then if you're someone that wants gun control or whatever, you're going to look at this and you're going to be horrified and you're going to be like, this guy should be put in jail. So regardless, you're creating an emotional reaction with people where they're going to want to watch the video and say, what the hell is going on here? And honestly, I don't think he was doing this intentionally. I think he was just trying to kind of be funny, but it just turned out that he was like naturally a YouTube like savant. So watch this first intro here.
Nathan, I told you you're too young to have a gun. Nathan, you can't have a gun.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I could have a gun.
No, you can't have a gun either.
No.
So first of all, no, Nathan, you can't have a gun. And his kid's just crying. And so you're just like, oh, you're kind of laughing. You're like, this kid's so cute. What's even funnier is the older kid that is saying it's too dangerous. Then the dad says, well, no, you can't have one either. And then the kid stops crying. So it's just like this cute kid vibe with a topic that is emotionally charged. But also notice that he's cutting. Josh and I talk about this all the time on our videos. It's not just a static shot of the little kid. There's movement, and I think it's inadvertent. I think he was just so bad at holding the camera that he was moving it, but it worked really, really well because it gives the motion that keeps the eye engaged. But look at how often he's cutting here. So
Nathan, I told you you're too young to have a gun. Nathan, you can't have a gun.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
so now he's zooming in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Now he's cutting. You see that cut?
I could have a gun.
No, you can't have a gun either.
No. When is coming back?
And just this ridiculous.
You got your mice?
So see, now he's cut to something completely different. Now you're seeing a different shot. You're seeing the kid that was crying. Now he's not crying anymore. You're seeing the other kid, but now you're like, oh, isn't that cute? They've got two little mice, but he's just going to keep cutting and cutting and cutting. So every single cut, you see a different shot of these cute kids that you want to watch, but they're doing something different, which subconsciously makes you want to watch more because you want to see the next cute thing that the cute kids are going to do. And then you're going to want to see if he actually buys the kid a gun or what's going to happen, because look what he said, trip to Cabela's, excuse me, which is a gun store or an outdoor store.
The most important part with a YouTube video is getting someone to click on it. So his title is "My Toddler Wants a Gun." Every single person in the world would be interested in this. And so the TAM is infinite, but he's also confirming why you clicked right away. It's his kid crying because he can't have a gun. They didn't start the video with this part of the vlog when they were going to the gun
Which is
store.
what most people would do. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
They're starting it at the peak climax. And then you're already hooked and you're already engaged. And you're going to say, okay, I mean, I'm going to keep watching. Obviously, you're not going to click off. And the brilliance is this was his first ever video.
No, it wasn't his first video. It was one of the first, though.
Well, it's 8 years ago when he started. He was already using these tactics, which we talk about in every single video. Think about the packaging first. What is the title thumbnail? How are you going to drive interest so people want to watch your video? How do you confirm why they click as quickly as possible and then continuously be engaging and entertaining and educating to where they stay?
And look at how much he's cutting. He's cutting in every single cut. He's got a different shot. He's got something different going on. There's motion. There's another cut. See, all he gets is the wife smiling, the kid doing something cute, cut. Now he's cutting to another thing, and it's the same, they've walked like 2 minutes or whatever, but he's just cutting at the perfect times. And now he's going to cut right here, kid doing something else cute, just on their walk from their car to the store.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh, yes, yes.
See, cut again. Little cute kid running because he's trying to get into Cabela's to see the guns. Different kid, mouse, cute, coloring. What blows me away, if Josh or I did something like this, I wouldn't be blown away because I would be doing this stuff intentionally and because I understand how this works. But I can't guarantee you, but I would be shocked if this guy was doing this because he was like a YouTube super genius or he knew the strategies. I think he was just inadvertently implementing like the perfect YouTube strategies right from the beginning. He just, I guess, instinctively had a knack for YouTube, because most people, again, if they did a vlog like this, by the time we got into 52 seconds, they would have cut maybe once, maybe twice, which is the wrong thing to do. Where he's cut, I don't know, 20 times in the first 52 seconds, but each cut has purpose and each cut is emotionally charged within the story, like the macro story of the toddler wanting a gun and then going to Cabela's and you wanting to figure out, how it's going to play out in the end. I mean, this is...
And it's always progressing the storyline. That is the epicenter. Yeah. And now his new videos were always like that. I mean, think about every single show or every single movie. It starts with an overall objective. And so you have a central idea, and then it's all the ups and downs of getting to that story, but you're never deviating from that story. And a lot of people, when they're making videos, they have a central idea, but they'll deviate so far away from the story, it's hard to get people back in. And so you always have to have a purpose with what you're doing to get people to that end result of the overall objective.
See, again, just the cuts, the doing something cute. He's got the mouse.
It's in your camera. It's in your camera, Daddy. Sweet.
Look at that cut. Again, it's just the kid running and laughing. Also, what you're doing with these different cuts is you're telling a story without saying a word, because it's kind of in a timeline where people mentally connect the dots. So I know that they started off at their house, and then I know that they drove to Cabela's, and then I know they walked into something in the strip mall, got some food, and now I know they're getting some sort of dessert before they're actually going to the gun store. And this is the story of them doing it without him narrating at all. He's basically narrating through his cuts and through this B-roll. I mean, it's crazy how good this is without him even trying?
Oh, they probably.
Yeah, cake pop.
Careful with it, okay?
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
one. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Say thank you to Grandpa.
Whoa, this is tastes good.
Nathan, you
More cute kids doing cute things.
got a lollipop and a rat? Yeah.
You.
Rat, Lou, Pop. Right, you guys, you ready to go into Cabela's?
Yeah, and I want seeing animals.
Enjoying that pop there? Yeah.
That
Okay, both ways. All right, Nathan, come on. Okay. Watch it. Do that. Okay, this. Remember, guys, don't sabotage this one. Fish, yeah. Look at that, a bunch of bass in there.
Now, let's go and fast forward to one of his more recent videos. And what's just incredible is it's him, and I know that he at a certain point is getting weird for him, and this is where he quit, right here where it says goodbye, and this got 19 million views. This was 4 months ago, and the reason for him quitting, he said that he just started this to just post videos just because it was fun, because it gave him something to do with his family and with his boys, and they would go out on camping trips and he would do the same type of stuff, but he would always do interesting things because he had this survival component of it where he'd go out in the middle of nowhere with his kids for 2 or 3 days and survive just on like a backpack full of stuff and like a knife or something. But it was the same style of video, the exact same editing, but it just got to the point where he literally couldn't go in public, and because he'd get mobbed by people, and it got like kind of weird for his family. It just turned into something that he'd never expected, and it was just too much for this little kind of humble guy that's just a family dad that just lives in the middle of, he lives in Alaska somewhere, so he just quit.
So what are the principles that someone can learn from, George, to where they can build an audience that obviously they're not going to get too famous to the point where they can't go out in public, but they build an audience? Because the outdoor boy, he was making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month just from posting videos. But then if he was selling anything on top of that, he would have been making tens of millions of dollars per year.
Gosh.
I mean, it would have been $100 million per year brand if he had an outdoor survival kit business.
Oh, yeah.
1000%, not even close. And so the eyeballs are traffic for your business. And so how do you attract them?
Yeah, it goes back to the editing styles that we talked about, the strategies that he was, I think, just not even intentionally doing, but just doing perfectly. And then you got to go through and watch like that videos, earlier videos, and then watch like a more recent one. You're going to see the exact same style of editing. Then you got to ask yourself, why does this work? Like, why does this work so well? Let me give you an example here.
Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. I'm 150 miles north of the Arctic Circle. I'm going to be exploring Alaska's frozen north, hunting ptarmigan and caribou, solo camping without...
He's so funny. It's hilarious. But look at how often he's cutting. So he's still doing the exact same pacing, I think you might call that, as a professional editor. So I'm not saying that you in your video have to have the exact same pacing. Like as an example, in my whiteboard video, this pacing would not work. It would be way too much. But you have to understand why this works and then say, okay, now that I understand why it works, how can I incorporate this into my videos to make them better, right? So if I just keep going, you're going to see cut after cut.
Out of tent, visiting remote Arctic communities, and exploring some of the most beautiful and inhospitable land in Alaska.
At least you got a little bit better quality camera. But so now let's go over to, I'm going to stop sharing. Oh, I don't have to. My video's right here. That's good. So maybe you can even hear it. Rush, can you hear that?
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. So why is he cutting? He's cutting because that keeps people engaged. Once you understand that, you can say, okay, in my video, how can I keep people engaged in a way that's appropriate for the topic and the video I'm actually creating? So let's watch a George Gammon. This is my most recent whiteboard video, and you'll see that I'm doing those exact same things. Let's watch.
About quantitative.
So the chart, so we're 2 seconds into this video, and what have I done? We've put up a chart. Why? That's a cut. That's exactly like him cutting from his kid to, being in the car seat to the kid running, or from him, being in an igloo to him like stabbing a fish or whatever. Exact same thing.
quantitative easing. But now
Cut
the
back.
Federal Reserve.
Now we have something flash up on the screen. That's a cut or that's an edit.
And the same thing, the edits in both of them are proving validity to the video and the topic. So this is, you won't believe this, the Fed might do gold QE. And if that sounds confusing to you, it's not to George's, the people that watch his audience. And so the first thing that you're doing is showing quantitative easing and then showing, is the Fed going to do this with gold? And so within the first 5 seconds, I'm like, oh my God, the Fed's going to do QE for gold, the same reason why I clicked on the video. And then you're going to give another reason to watch, the same way the outdoor boy started his video with, my toddler wants a gun. And then he starts with his kid crying because he can't have a gun. And so you're proving why they clicked right away, regardless of any topic that you're talking about. But the title and thumbnail is interesting and it's engaging to where people need to watch the video to find out.
And you're increasing the, not just tension, but maybe curiosity. Maybe that's a little bit better word with the outdoor boys, but I'm going to be doing the exact same thing here. Let's keep going.
Might start doing gold QE. So how will this affect the price?
There you go. You see, so for a gold bug, this is going to be just as enticing as a gun nut or a gun hater or whatever, seeing a video that's I'm buying my toddler a gun or something like that. For a gold bug, this is going to be just as, oh, what's happening? And so then once we get, we're 12 seconds in, basically what I'm saying is you clicked on the video for the right reason. And I'm not only going to tell you this, but I'm also going to tell you this, and you want to know this even more than the reason you clicked on the video, meaning what's my prediction for the price of gold?
What on earth is it?
Okay, so now we got a shot of the gold. That was a cut. Now we've got what is it? That's another cut.
How does it work? I'm going to
hand motions. You remember in the first video, he had the camera and he probably wasn't doing it intentionally. He was trying to keep it still, but he had some little bits of motion in the shot. That motion is keeping the eye engaged.
reveal the answers to these questions in 3.
Notice how I'm putting 3. So I'm not only saying 3, I'm showing you 3. It's motion and it's kind of anchoring this idea that there's 3 steps. So you want to make sure you stay to the end of the video or you're going to miss one of these steps. It's really important.
Simple, fast steps. Step number 1. Let's go over, well, first and foremost.
By the way, I don't know if I've ever even told Josh this. You know why I say simple, fast steps so quickly?
Why?
Because I'm trying to plant the seed in people's mind that this is going to go very, very, it's a 21-minute video, but it's going to go very quickly. And we're just going to be going over so much stuff that's just going to completely blow their mind that I have to say these things quick because this is just jam-packed with incredible information that they have to know. I'm trying to plant that seed and insinuate that with the pace of when I say simple, fast steps, and then bam, I try to get into it.
The prettiest looking chart.
By the way, did you see the chart? Go in and out, expand, guys. That's obviously intentional. And I'm doing that for the exact same reasons that the outdoor boy guy is cutting so quickly.
I have probably ever seen. That would be the gold price right now.
And I'm pointing to stuff. That's all intentional, guys. You probably have watched a lot of these people, maybe even hundreds of my whiteboard videos, and you probably never would have picked up on this like ever. But all of this is intentional. So, and that's the good news, right, Josh? Because the fact that this is so intentional proves that the reason he had 17 million subscribers and the reason why I have right now 558,000 subscribers, it has nothing to do with luck. Nothing to do with luck. It's all things that you can implement. It's all strategic at the end of the day. Now, you do have to get better at your presentation skills and you have to get better at being in front of the camera. That's just a muscle that you have to flex. And that's just like going to the gym. But all of you can do that. Anyone watching this video right now can get better at YouTube just by practicing. And like I say, everyone sucks at the beginning. But the reason this is so exciting for me to share this information with you guys is because as you can see, hopefully now, that this has nothing to do with the YouTube liking you or the algorithm hating you or anything like that. It's just you understanding the strategies and implementing those strategies. And then your success with this is just a matter of when, not a matter of if.
Yeah. And the Outdoor Boys is a perfect example of it, that George Gammon is as well. But one more thing that you can see is the style of the Outdoor Boys videos are always the same. It's the same way that
Yeah.
you would go to The Office when you're watching The Office.
Luke was-
Everyone's watched The Office 100 times, but you
Yeah.
would
We
still watch
love building
10
stuff.
because you know the emotional response that it's going to give you. You know with certainty when you watch The Office, you are going to get certain emotional payoffs. You're going to laugh. You're going to know the characters. The Outdoor Boys does this perfectly by always having the same style video.
Yeah.
George's whiteboard videos, you know what you're going to get. That is branding. It is the trust when I go to McDonald's. I know how the chicken nuggets are going to taste before I even get there. And so what ruins that trust? If you go and one time you take a bite of food at your favorite restaurant and it sucks, then you're going to say, I don't want to go here anymore. Or it's different. I came for the predictability that I could already foresee before I went there. That's why I went there to begin with. And so you want to give them the same emotional payoff every single time with George's whiteboard videos with the Outdoor Boys. And that means you can create the brand that you want. You can think, what are my skill sets? What are my strong suits? Am I an incredible good communicator where I should be doing talking head videos? Or is that not my skill set? Do I do interesting things with my day-to-day life, like whatever business you're in, that no one else can replicate, and you can showcase that better than anyone else? And so that's where you have endless possibilities, and it's super exciting because you can take these strategies, and how Outdoor Boys was getting 10 million views per video, plus that can be towards your business or whatever it is that you're trying to promote.
Yeah, and I think the easiest way to say what Josh was just communicating, in the way I always tell, or the way I always describe it, is you have to look at your YouTube channel as a TV show. You can't look at your YouTube channel as a TV channel. So what Josh was saying is predictable. You know what you're going to get when you click on an Outdoor Boys video, because it's like the same TV show. Whereas if he did, one video was about him surviving in the Arctic Circle, and the next show was about him just
Well, he was a lawyer, so if the other video was like,
about
he
how to
was
save
teaching you
money in your
something about law.
taxes or something.
Yeah.
That's a completely different show, even though it's the same channel. And a lot of beginner YouTubers I see make this mistake where they treat their YouTube channel like a TV channel, like it's Fox or something like that. So, Fox plays this show at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then they play the news at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And therefore, people are just going there because it's Fox, and they're going to do the exact same thing for my channel. And that's a big, big mistake. Your channel is actually a TV show. It's not a TV channel.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the experts actually do that wrong. A lot of experts say you are the niche and you should play into it. Like Joe Rogan got super famous because he talked about all these different things. It's more so that the style and the format that Joe Rogan continuously perfected, and he is the outlier and not most people are not Joe Rogan. He was
But I
doing
don't
the
even know if
podcast-
he's the outlier, because every single time you tune into Joe Rogan, you do get the same thing.
Yeah.
You do get the same experience. It's just different topics,
Mhm.
but it's still the same experience. If you guys want any of these tactics or insights, any of these strategies, if you want to learn more about how to do this for your own business, whether you're just starting out or you have a $100 million business, whether you have a brick and mortar business or something online, you can check out our free school community. The platform is School, SKOOL, and Josh will put a link in the description below. You can go over there. You can join for free. You can post any comments or any questions that you have, and Josh and I go in there periodically and just try to help you guys as much as we possibly can. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the link in the description of this video.